Hello Curious and welcome back. The case of R. Kelly has been closely followed by many. The accusations that had come out against the R&B singer had shocked all, especially since despite several of his past controversies, his music has been very popular, and throughout his career he earned the nicknames such as the King of R&B and the King of Pop Soul. But that all changed in 2019 when the artist was charged with counts of aggravated criminal intimate abuse and later arrested on federal charges alleging intimate crimes and obstruction of justice. The federal trial began as scheduled on August 18th, and after weeks of hearing testimonies from witnesses, the jury had made their decision and found him guilty. What exactly happened that caused the artist to be arrested? What was revealed during the trial? And what do we know about the sentence that Kelly can face? Stay with us until the very end to find out all the latest information, but before we continue, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our future videos. Where the career of R. Kelly is concerned, it was as successful as it was controversial. One of the first most controversial allegations that had come out about the R&B singer was the fact that in 1994, when he was 27 years old, he allegedly married his 15-year-old protégé, Aaliyah, in an illegal and secret ceremony. While over the years the pair had denied the allegations, in 2021, through his lawyers, Kelly admitted to having had underage intimate contact with the late singer. In 2002, the artist was also investigated for alleged possession of X-rated materials that featured minors. However, he was not found guilty. In the past, he was also accused of intimately abusing teenage girls, as well as having been accused by parents of 3 girls of holding their daughters in an abusive cult. So if you want to know more about these allegations, as well as those of brainwashing young girls, you can do so by checking out our previous video by clicking on the link above. Though for now, stay with us to find out what happened during Kelly's trial. The serious problems for the R&B artist had begun in 2019 with the release of the Lifetime documentary titled Surviving R. Kelly. The 6-part documentary series detailed intimate abuse and misconduct allegations against the singer and had prompted many to take action. Artists such as Lady Gaga, Chance the Rapper, and Celine Dion took down their music which they had collaborated on with the singer, and after it had aired, the Cook County, Illinois State Attorney Kim Foxx had said that they received numerous new calls alleging intimate abuse by Kelly and added that they were investigating them. The impact continued, and on February 22, 2019, the Cook County State Attorney's Office in Illinois had charged the R&B artist with 10 counts of aggravated criminal intimate abuse. According to news reports at the time, these acts had occurred between May 1998 and January 2010 and revealed that the singer intimately abused 4 women, 3 of whom were teen minors at the time. On the day the charges were announced, Kelly turned himself in and was arrested by the Chicago police and taken into custody. Later, the judge set a $1 million bond and ordered him to have no contact with any minor under 18 or an alleged victim. That same year, in August, Kelly was also charged with soliciting a minor and paying someone to have intimate relations with him in Minnesota. If you thought these early allegations against the singer were bad, then make sure to stay to the end to find out what was revealed during the trial. Despite being released on bond in Chicago, several months later in July that same year, the singer was once again arrested, but this time by the US Homeland Security investigators and NYPD detectives, but this time on federal charges that at the time alleged intimate crimes and obstruction of justice. The next day, he was indicted on 18 charges which included child intimate exploitation, producing X-rated content featuring children, kidnapping, forced labor, racketeering, and obstruction of justice. After all these charges, he was denied bail in October 2019 and later in April 2020. Additional indictments were later filed which raised the total number of charges to 22. In June 2021, Kelly was transferred to the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn where he has to await trial, which was scheduled for August 18th, giving the singer more time to review materials with his new legal team. A month later, federal prosecutors had asked the court to include alleged evidence of bribes, recordings of threats, and more allegations of intimate abuse of minors, including an underage boy he met at McDonald's. And so this all brings us to Kelly's trial that was closely watched by many. Over the 6 weeks, 11 accusers, 9 of which were women and 2 men, had taken to the stand to describe the intimate humiliation and violence that they had experienced at the singer's hands. From the beginning of the month-long trial, prosecutors had painted Kelly as a predator who had used his fame and cadre of employees to prey on young victims. In her opening statement during the trial last month, Assistant U.S. Attorney Maria Cruz Melendez had said, "This is not about a celebrity who likes to party a lot. This case is about a predator." In order to prove the racketeering charge against the singer, prosecutors had shown the jury how Kelly used a network of her friends and employees in his inner circle to transport his victim across state lines, control their actions, and facilitate the intimate abuse. They had also called many witnesses who testified about the abuse the disgraced singer subjected them to. One of the first to take the stand was accuser Geronda Pace, who said that 54-year-old singer had repeatedly had intimate relations with her over the course of several months when she was under 18. Many of the women and men who testified, some who cannot be publicly identified, had described having these intimate relations with the artist when they were underage and had described him as controlling, angry, and violent, adding that he required them to call him daddy. While taking the stand, others had revealed that they were forced to write letters of blackmail, including false confessions that could later be used against them. Some of the women confessing had also revealed that they had been infected with herpes by the artist, despite the fact that, as they claimed, he knew that he had the infection. One woman, identified as Kate, added that she was given a $200,000 settlement from Kelly. Some who testified also revealed that their singer had filmed them while they were having intimate relations. Besides the victims who testified in court, another victim who was brought up was the aforementioned late singer Aaliyah. As it was revealed their illegal marriage to have moved forward, the prosecutors revealed that the artist relied on his entourage. A former tour manager testified that he had bribed a Chicago area welfare office employee to make a fake ID for Aaliyah and that had listed her as 18. Prosecutors had alleged that the R&B singer married her to dodge criminal charges of having intimate relations with a minor and to block her from testifying against him about the abuse. Though, as we mentioned previously, the singer, through his lawyers, admitted to having intimate relations with her. If you want to know more about the pair's relationship and what both parties had said about it, be sure to check out our previous video by checking on the link above. During the trial, the prosecution had called for more witnesses than the defense, with Kelly's team only calling 5 witnesses over a couple of days. Most of them employees and other people whose careers were closely tethered to the former star. The I Believe I Can Fly singer never took the stand himself. However, during the trial, his attorneys had sought to cast the aforementioned Geronda Pace and the other accusers as hysterical fans who were obsessed with Kelly and had made up stories about him because he refused their advances. After the trial that took just over a month and had focused on all the accusations that had spanned over 2 decades, the jury that was comprised of 7 men and 5 women deliberated for about 9 hours across 2 days before reaching their unanimous verdict. They had found Kelly, whose full name is Robert Sylvester Kelly, guilty on all 9 charges he was facing, which included being the ringleader of a violent and coercive scheme that lured women and children to him to intimately abuse. After the trial, a post appeared on Kelly's official Facebook page in which he thanked his fans and supporters, adding that the verdict was disappointing to him, but that he will continue to try and prove his innocence and fight for his freedom with the hashtag #NotGuilty. It had been speculated that for these charges, the singer could be facing from 10 years up to life imprisonment, though that is just speculations as the official sentencing is scheduled for May 4th, 2022. However, these aren't the only criminal charges that the singer has to deal with, as according to several media reports, he still has a second federal trial in Chicago, as well as state trials in Illinois and Minnesota, which we have talked about earlier. And if you want to know other celebrities that had served time behind bars regardless of their fame, you can do so by clicking on the link above. He is also allegedly facing financial difficulties as well. According to the website celebritynetworth.com, Kelly's estimated net worth is at minus $2 million. The site states that at his peak, the singer's fortune could have easily been in the tens of millions and possibly even as high as $100 million. But as the singer told the judge in April 2020, he owes nearly $1.9 million to the IRS alone. In light of his financial problems, in 2018, he released a 19-minute-long song where he addressed the issues. On the track, he claimed to be broke and needing to tour just to pay rent. At one point, owing the IRS $20 million and being forced to borrow several millions from his label just to pay the bills. While the singer still faces many problems, his victims can now get a sense of closure. Gloria Allred, an attorney who represented one of the victims, had read a statement from a woman who wanted to be identified as Sonia, in which she wrote, "I'm happy with the verdict and thankful that the jury listened to us. I've been hiding from Albert Kelly in fear due to threats made against me, and I'm ready to start loving my life free from fear and to start the healing process." Allred herself had made a comment on the case, saying that in her 47 years of practicing law and pursuing many predators who have committed crimes against women and children, Kelly was the worst of them. So curious, what are your thoughts on the whole R. Kelly case? Do you think the jury was right to find him guilty? How long do you think he should be sentenced for? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.